Same thing that happened last time, but I don't know, right? Like, I don't know. What's really funny is I was actually technically on a phone call just now still. I was on hold, right? I thought I had hung up. Apparently that's not what happened. Which is fucking hilarious. Anyway, yeah. So I don't know what's wrong with the doggo, other than whatever the fluff was wrong with her last time. And I think this might be food related. Last time I noticed this issue was after a change of food. And then it seems to have resolved, I thought. And now a change of food and it's back. So I don't know if it's food. I don't know if it's her. Because like I tried a completely different flavor that had a completely different base. And so I thought that maybe, I don't know. I'm not a vet. So here we are, just guessing right now. Otherwise, like, she's fine. Her digestive tract just doesn't seem to be fine. But that's been stressing me out because I've been waking up and she's been sick, and it's stressing me out like so much. Also, work was stressing me out. So I don't know. I think last we left our villain, me and my fiendish ways, something had happened, and one of my coworkers, one of the ones that I can't stand, is no longer with us because of their dastardly deeds and them getting caught up in it. And I find that to be really funny because of reasons I will keep to myself, but shit will catch up with you, right? Like, that'll happen. So, maybe don't play with fire. I don't know. Probably a better idea not to. Well, the other one, Sunshine, appears to be on their way out. Now, the thing with it is I don't know if we talked about this. I don't know if you remember this. But weeks and weeks ago, Sunshine claimed that they put their 2-week notice in. And apparently that is true. They did do that. And then the time came to go, and they didn't have a job lined up. And they didn't get hired anywhere else. After talking mad shit about like, oh yeah, no, I could get hired anywhere. I'm so good. I'd absolutely, make bank going somewhere else, and like, this place sucks. And I mean, that last statement's probably not untrue, but like, talked a lot of shit for nothing, which is really funny. Like, really funny. So things that make you go Anyway, yeah. So, I don't know. I just think it's funny when things like that happen, because it's like, you didn't have a plan for this, did you, boyo? Huh? No, you didn't. So yeah, so that's happened. Supposedly they're supposed to start at the new place tomorrow. I am not at work at the day job tomorrow, so I don't know. But wife is there because Gumby is getting a day off. And so I'm actually going to stop by because I have to deliver candy to wife. Candy wife. So I think that's my new name. She's going to be wife. I'm going to be candy wife. Shout out if you know who Peppermint Larry is. Anyway. Yeah. So like, that happened. So wife will tell me if Sunshine is there tomorrow. And I'm going to stop by. But I have a meeting. I have a potential lunch date tomorrow, so that's what I'm going to be doing. My lunch date, I mean, I don't know. I told Guy, I said, hey, whatever's good for you. I'm off these 2 days. You can make this happen. Color me motivated, right? So that's a thing. Hurrah! Now, what y'all have missed is the fact that I have this doofy grin plastered on my face like all the freaking time because of Guy. And it's really funny to anybody who knows me because I'm super sardonic and sarcastic. And yeah, it's just funny. It's just, I don't know, it's just funny. Anyway, I think it's great. Hi! That's it. So, yeah. So, Bay finally happened, apparently. That's weird. You know what, though? And you know how they say, like, things happen, like, when you stop trying to make them happen. You know, you find things when you're not looking for them, like, all that. Yeah. You know what? I hate that shit. I really do. It's really? Is this the line that we're given right now? That's because, you know, I'm not a quitter. I'm stubborn to my core, and it's really hard for me to just not do stuff. Like I can't prematurely give up anything. I have to see something like all the way through. I have to exhaust myself till I really can't even anymore. And by that time, I don't want to either. So like handing me the solution to whatever I was trying to like manage is not necessarily welcome or wanted. So yeah. So that's a whole ass thing. Anyway, so I guess we'll tell the story, the little bit of the story that exists. Well, look, this is not officially a thing. It's in the progress of being a thing. You're hearing it first here. I want it to be a thing. I think I've made that clear. Hopefully not annoyingly so, but I do irritate people, so there's a really good chance I did. But we actually came across one another like a month and some change ago and had like a little bit of conversation, and it really wasn't much of anything. I apparently, and I did not realize this, I get really cagey. I've good reasons. So like, I don't know if you've tried to date in this trash fire, and I don't mean the pandemic. It was like this before that. Okay, it was. So let me just say, it's not corona that's causing people to be squirrely, right? They were already like, apparently this is business as usual. Just so fucking weird. And here's the thing, everybody is noticing that it's really like somebody turned up dating to like God mode and didn't tell anybody. And so we're all failing miserably about this. And it's like, what the actual fluff? Anyway, we came across each other like a month ago. Now, I have parameters. I actually have a very specific like set of parameters under which I operate when it comes to dating. And dating in this way, like through apps, websites, whatever. First of all, your face has to catch my attention. If it doesn't, there is no hope for you. Because if I don't like your face, because I'm a face person, like first and foremost, if I don't like your face, it's not going to work because I'm literally not going to want to look at you, right? And that sounds weird. 100% a thing. And then like, you know, when you like somebody, they're attractive, right? When you don't like them, they're not as attractive. Like objectively speaking, they haven't changed, but subjectively speaking, they absolutely have. And so like that's a whole ass thing. Well, anyway, I have to like your face. Okay? Quite literally like your face. After I like your face, I need something to work with. You need to have, how they say, a personality. You need to be worth talking to. And it's amazing how many people are not really worth talking to for one reason or another. Like, it's not necessarily a character thing. Some people are really bad at conversation, and I cannot and will not carry the entirety of the conversation with you, right? Like, if I have to do that, I will just not. Like, I need you to be an active participant in the conversation. That's a requirement, right? We've decided we're not going to settle anymore. And not only do you need to be an active participant, you can't be like a yes person. You can't just agree with what I say. You need to like contribute, right? Like that needs to happen. My computer still hates me, by the way. It's like, I'm not doing anything you asked me to do. So we had some conversation. Now, I have gotten apparently really fucking cagey about answering questions about myself, which is funny because y'all hear me speak very candidly. I don't know y'all. I don't. But there's no problem with me doing that in this, guys, right? Like, there's no problem with me doing this in that guys. Because there just isn't. I don't know why. I can't answer why. I mean, I'm sure there's reasons. I'm not aware of them. Here we go. It's like, what is going on right now? Oh no! Not my gumdrop buttons. So anyway, and the thing is, it's not like I have something to hide. I actually can tell you almost exactly what it is, right? So a lot of people will profess interest. They will give the impression that they actually want to talk to me. This is specific to me, right? I cannot and will not speak for anybody else because that's not my place. I'm gonna stay in my lane. But I find that this happens. People act like they want to talk and then don't, right? They either don't ask questions or don't answer them. And then if you're the only one doing question asking, right, it sounds like an interrogation, right? Like, sure, that's fair. I've actually been accused of that, by the way. I can understand how it would feel that way. But, there's a way around that, right? Ask questions back, right? Engage. Hello? I don't see why we're not getting this. Like, why is this hard? What? I'm like, seriously, maybe we should teach social skills in school. I don't know. All right. So, what is this? It's like a freaking sandworm. And I don't mean Dune. I mean freaking Beetlejuice. Say it 2 more times. So anyway, yeah. We're trying to get as much of this out. Oh my god, what is this? Who did this? Did you do this? I didn't do this. This is totally not my fault. I would never do this. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. I'm so confused. Anyway, so yeah. I don't want to have conversations with people who don't actually want to talk to me, right? I think that's fair, right? And I don't mean like in the case of some people who watch me here on my new YouTube channel where like you're listening to story time as you are now, right? Like that's what I'm not talking about that. I mean like somebody who says they want to talk to me but doesn't actually do so. And then somehow I'm the bad guy. Like, wait a minute. What? Like, what? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Okay? Like, it really doesn't. Can you lay down? Lay down. Lay down. She's making me nervous, y'all. So anyway. Apparently, though, because of this, I question, like, if you start trying to talk to me, I question it, right? I'm a terrible person. I don't believe you. Give you a hard time, apparently. And then I wonder. And sometimes I wonder out loud, but a lot of times I wonder in my head. And then I'm, like, mentally squinting, like, is this really happening? Are they being truthful? I don't know, right? So my suspicious nature does not do me any favors. All right. Fair. But here's the thing. I kind of am of the mind that if you are really interested You will demonstrate that. You'll make that really clear. You will be able to look past the surface and see, like, whatever. And look. We're not asking you to be a mind reader. We're just, flip past the prologue, okay? Right? That's fair. Like, and I understand that if somebody acts a little cagey or a little squirrely, they probably have some kind of reason for it. All right? So, and like, I am in my 30s. I have lived some life, y'all. I have lived some life. And that means I have some bad experiences that I probably don't want to relive, right? Like most of us. And that causes me to make certain decisions, make certain calls, stuff like that, right? Which is, again, fair. So apparently, this is now my new MO. When people ask me questions, I get really tight-lipped and I give them, I guess, a hard time. Not on purpose, but apparently that's what it's translating to. And don't necessarily give the most elaborative of answers. Now, does that matter? Yes, because as you can see here, I'm not shy. I have things to say and I speak a lot. So, sure, if you know me and you see me clam up, it looks a little weird, right? Which is totally fair. So, I don't know who commented first. I don't know whether it was friend or whether it was guy, right? But guy essentially called me out. I told friends like what was said, and friend was like, team guy. Like, yeah, you were totally doing that. And I'm like, friend, you're being really loud right now. I need you to be quieter. You're being too loud. So, anywho's it. I was challenged. And friend's comment to this whole effect was, you know what? I'm glad that you have come across someone who is going to challenge you and not like just accept your nonsense. I mean, she didn't say that, but that's what she was saying, okay? Which, okay, fair, right? Now, I'm cagey again because I don't trust people. Because I've met people who have absolutely, literally misrepresented themselves, lied about their intentions, had ulterior motives, didn't own up to them, and even when caught was like, no, I'm not doing this. So like, gaslighting is not cool, friends. Let's not do that. Like, don't make me seem to be the crazy one when you're the one who's doing like loopy shit. And that's the thing. Like, I have had that happen like a lot, where I have had people that I was in close personal relationships with gaslight me. And I gotta tell you, not a fan. And like the succinct version of this is I already have issues with the whole concept of like what gaslighting is doing. Previous to being actively gaslit. Yay, trauma. So I don't take well to it. In fact, I get kind of super hostile about it. And like for the longest time, I didn't really understand why. And then it came to my attention that that's like a thing. And that's happened to me my entire life. And I'm like, oh yeah, that is 100% why you're not reacting well to this. It's bringing up stuff. I'm like, oh yeah, no, that'll do it. So, yeah. Anyway, until I know I can trust you, I'm not going to. I think that's fair, right? I think it's reasonable. Unfortunately, knowing that you can trust someone, that takes time, and some people don't have the patience it takes to like work through someone's barriers. Also fair, right? Like, some people just, they can't deal with having to scale walls. And look, I don't blame you if you can't. Like, I get it. It's a lot. It really is. And especially if you're coming from like an innocent like place and you really don't mean the person any harm, it can be kind of hard to deal with, because you're basically being met with distrust for essentially, to you, no reason. That's not cool, friends. Right? I can understand that. So this, like, the whole like initial couple, it was literally a couple days, right? The initial conversation apparently was me being really tight-lipped and just like not saying a whole lot of anything. And like, I guess you could probably read the suspicious in my response. Like, it seemed like there was this wall of aloofness put up, right? So at some point, I'm asked a question. I answer said question. And the funny thing is, it's like, I looked back through some of the responses. And to me now, it's like, you were being really ridiculous. You know that? And I'm like, I mean, yeah, it's probably right. It's probably 100% right. But like, what's going on here? Like, what are your motivations? Are you trustworthy? Are you like who you say you are? Are you misrepresenting yourself, and your interest in like who you are? Whatever. I don't know. I need to know. And you can't ask people these questions. You can't. People lie. It's a thing. And it really sucks, because how else are you supposed to learn things, right? Like, you ask questions. That's like one of the primary ways to learn stuff, is to ask questions. And when you can't ask questions, wow, that makes shit really hard now, doesn't it? Like, super hard. So that's the whole thing. So anyway, this conversation like immediately dwindles, right? And the thing with it is, I was asked a question, I answered the question. They didn't respond back. That's it. I mean, that's it. It's nothing, nothing more like miraculous than that. Now, the funny thing is periodically I will go through my matches and just delete people randomly. No particular reason. Just, I haven't talked to this person. The conversation died. I'm going to go ahead and draw the conclusion, right or wrong, that this person doesn't want to talk to me. And I'm just going to go. Right? I'm just going to go. I'm not going to chase people. That's part of like the way I go. Like, I will let you know that I'm interested. I will make attempts to talk to you. If you don't reciprocate or like respond, I mean, I can't do anything with that now, can I? Right? Like, I can't. So there's a line at which I will just stop. And again, I think that's fair. I really do. I think it's fair for me after a certain point to be like, okay, well, never mind. So the conversation basically halts, like right where it is. Okay. The funny part about this is, because these conversations periodically die, what I end up doing randomly is deleting people. So if the conversation has been dead for a while, I'll just take the person off the list of people who can talk to me. Now, most of the time because I started doing this a while ago, most of the time, who I was doing this with was people I hadn't talked to in like a really long time. So it wasn't somebody that I just talked to like last week, or maybe even last month, right? Because there's people who I've talked to who are like a lot further back in the timeline than that. So I went with those people first. Anyway, sorry, I did not realize that it was all. So randomly I would go and like delete people who were recent, right? Like, that would just happen. And so the funny thing is Guy is really lucky to have made it this far, because I just started randomly deleting people, and that became a thing that I did. And like, no harm, no foul. It's just a thing that happened, right? It's, don't think anything of it. Don't make anything of it. Don't get upset about it. We're probably going to finish this round and cut this stream off, by the way. I might be back. I'm just going to let y'all know that. Is one, I got to walk the beast, and two, phone call. So anyway, I didn't think anything of it though, because honestly, conversations with me on these apps and these spaces die a lot for all kinds of reasons, right? I don't, because the conversation has died, I don't have the luxury of knowing why, right? Like I can't say, hey, where'd you go? Why did this happen? Are you not interested? Like, I mean, I can, but I'm not going to get an answer. Like realistically, that's just not going to happen. And so I usually don't, because I figured, I'm like, you know what? This isn't really a relationship. This is just a passing kind of thing. Obviously, they're not serious. Whatever. And I keep it moving. And periodically delete people. I know all of my inboxes, for the most part, still have a bunch of people in them. That is just a bunch of dead conversations. But yeah. Now, for a while, basically, I've essentially stopped actively using any of the apps because I've got other stuff going on. I've got the DOG. Yes, I have to spell that out because I don't want them to know that I'm talking about them. I've got them to deal with. I've got work to deal with. I've got the two assholes that I work, now one, soon to be none, hopefully. Although we're getting a new one to replace the one that's already gone. And I'm not looking forward to that because lay down that this guy could be worse. Like, and that's not great. That's not going to be great. Anyway, so that's a whole thing. But then I've also got like other stuff that I'm not going to talk about stream that is bothering me, and this stuff that I have to contend with and deal with. And so yeah, no, I don't have time to try and talk to people, right? Like new people. Like, no, I don't have the energy to put forth, because for me, it seems to be a lot of energy. Not because I'm bad at talking to people, but because it feels like I'm pulling teeth most of the time. Like, I will not chase people. That is a no-go for me. If you are interested, then you can meet me part of the way. I will let you know. You can let me know. We can work something out. But the whole cat and mouse, oh no. That's a no. Because I wonder, are you really interested? Or is it just this thrill seeking? Right? And I don't want to have to ask those questions of myself. And I don't want to have to ask those questions of somebody else. I want to know your intentions, where you stand, what's going on. And I would appreciate being able to just ask you. And there you go. Right? So randomly, a little bit less than a month, I get a message. I get a notification. I check it. It's Guy. Guy's like, hey, I didn't even see this notification that you messaged me here. And essentially asked me out. It's like, hey, if you want to get coffee, you want to talk, hang out, here's how you get in touch with me. And I was like, okay, cool. Now, so anybody who's watching, who's single, friends, it is that easy. Okay, it really is. And I've been the aggressor in this situation before, so it's not, well, you just don't know. I do know. And I'm awkward, people. I'm awkward. So my attentions and effort are not necessarily well met a lot of the time. So, that's a whole ass thing. Anyway, so I sent him a message. And it's like, hey, it's me, so-and-so, blah, 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 blah. And we started talking. Now, the funny thing is, in this conversation, I have continued being super cagey and super weird. And honestly, I guess I have been like this for so long that it's normal for me, and I don't notice that this is what I'm doing. And Guy was like, I understand having walls up and whatnot, but like they have to come down at some point. And honestly, I wasn't I wasn't even thinking about it. Like, I wasn't even realizing how cagey I was being until he said something. And I was like, oh, shit. And I said something to a friend about it. And she's like, yeah, no, that's you. And I was like, but so many of these people are not actually interested. And my thing with it is I don't want you to know anything personal about me if you're not seriously interested. Like, no, I don't want to have conversations with you. I don't want to waste my time. And sure, you gotta give a little to get a little. I mean, you gotta give people something to work with, right? You can't just, curt answers everybody, because that communicates non-verbally, a lack of interest. Now, bless his heart, he was patient. And really, with me, yeah, that's what you need to be patient. You need to be understanding, because I got to tell you, I can be a hard sell. Because I've lived a little too much life. But I like to think I'm worth the effort as a person. Like, I'm a decent person. Most of the time. Most of the time. Not all the time. Most of the time. And I don't know, like, when I care about you, like, when you mean something to me, I'm fucking ride or die. Let's do this. Ask wife. Wife knows. Ask friend. Friend knows. Ask friends. Ask Scott. We're still not sure where Scott is, by the way. Yeah, friend Scott, who doesn't have a name, Scott. That's his name. I don't know where friend Scott is. We're still, like, really kind of upset about this. We might talk to a guy about it, because I don't know. I don't know what to do, really. And I'm low-key, like, bothered by it, because I have no idea what happened to Scott. I'm not gonna, like, break down if it's something awful, right? But I kind of would like to know, like, what happened to, like, my other best friend. Because, fuck, I would. Like, really. So anyway, guy called me out. And apparently called me out more than once. Because apparently I'm hard-headed. Big surprise. And then it started sinking in. And I started, like, vaguely, like, either remembering parts of the conversation we had, or scrolling back here and there. And I was like, oh, shit. No, you really are, like, not answering anything. And I was like, I was giving answers, okay? I was giving answers. They just were really vague and incomplete. Or they didn't say a whole lot. There was, like, a lot of stuff missing. And, like, again, bless his heart. He was patient with me, and I really appreciate that. Apparently I need that. But yeah, it was kind of funny. Anyway. So we've been talking for, it looks like 2 weeks now, which is cool. Yay. We have not gotten to actually hang out. We have met in person. But both of our schedules are, holy shit, oh my god, busy right now. And I just went over my schedule. Like, I just updated my freaking planner today, like my calendar. And I apparently am going to be even more busy. Like, what? So, there we are. That's happening. I know, we only got 3 rounds done. I'm so sorry. The thing with it is I only have time for one more round, but I also am expecting a phone call in, like, less than 10 minutes. So I'm going to go. Thanks for joining in with story time. I might be back later. We also have to take the doggo out because I don't know if you can hear her, but she is fucking tipper tapping like a motherfucker over there. So thanks for stopping by. Hope you enjoy this weird story time and watching me knit. That's it for right now. So also, I will see y'all later. And we might be adding more gaming into the streams, by the way. Just a heads up. So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, and goodbye. And I will catch y'all, wonderful Lieblings, at another time. Toodles!